Hey, YouTube. Hello, everyone. Today is another cold day here at my location. Not too cold, but I think just a little bit on the cool side. With the wind chill, it felt much colder than this. You can see 22 degrees centigrade on the hot side, 18 on the cool side, and 22.6 on the hot side. I'm just about ready to get the Roxor started. It's still cold. Turn it on. I have 72 hours total right now. And it's ready to go. So there we have it running. Sorry about that. Beautiful fall day. Beautiful skies. Have it in first gear. It's been sitting for a while though, so I don't have my wipers on yet. You could get the wipers for these DFK Hard Cabs from Dirt Legal, your one-stop shop for anything Roxor. So I've talked to them, and they have given me an approximate price, including shipping, which I think is very interesting. So here we are, just taking it around the neighborhood while the engine warms up. The reason I haven't actually had my vehicle, my Roxor, on the road all this while is because I since I installed the snorkel, I haven't really had the opportunity to take it on the road. So here I have a variable tune. You can't really see it, but if you're listening and you're in the cab, depending on the program I choose on there, you can hear the fuel delivery change. And I use this mostly depending on what kind of what I'm doing. If I have like a friend borrow my Roxor, I go to the economy setting, and then the Roxor, you can't really abuse it then. It reduces the fuel delivery and the duration of the pulse that it delivers fuel to from the common rail to the to each of the injectors and then into the cylinder. um, when you drive with the economy setting, it's a bit sluggish and it doesn't really get to a very high top speed. But when you hit the P2, which is the top performance, it you feel the difference. It's immediate, and yeah, the turbo comes to life, and the Roxor really picks up. It comes to life. So here I'm just leaving my neighborhood, a little trailer park on the left, heading to town. There's a stop sign over there, so I can actually use the Roxor to its full potential because I have my snorkel fixed to my DFK Hard Cabs. What I had to do was I had to look for some kind of spacers to put between the cab and the attachment on the snorkel itself, and then I had to drill on my hard cab while at the same time avoiding touching the rollover protection system. So it was a little bit tricky, but it's absolutely doable. Bear in mind, you need very good quality drill tips because the DFK hard caps is made of a very durable and very good quality steel, high gauge, and yeah, it's a very good quality material. So just bear that in mind if you have to ever do any modification work. Windshield still looks good. It's actually dirty. If you look on the left, bottom left of the screen, you can see how much dirt is on there. And what I noticed was once I got up to speed, my seal on the very top of the windshield was not very good. Not really the windshield, between the roof and the rollover protection system. So they have a very good quality rubber up there to seal the cab, but it wasn't doing its job perfectly. I think I might have had to do a few adjustments, and that leaked a little bit of air, so it got a little cold inside. But it's like night and day. Back in the day, if I had to drive like this, I didn't have a windshield, I didn't have a cab, I had nothing. It was just out in the open. I was covered in dust, I was cold, I was frigid, I was just miserable in my Roxor. So this totally makes it usable. Even though I have no heater system, I have no heating in there. It gets cold, don't get me wrong, because I was going pretty fast. And I think a lot of the cold was just because of the draft. So cold air was coming on from the top. DFK has the supply. When you buy the hard cab, it comes with a seal for the doors. I still have not applied mine, so my cab is quite drafty, even though I might not feel the leak, but I know around the doors there's quite a bit of air leaking. So you see there's no dust coming inside, everything stays out. Got that back window, that's what it looks like. Pretty amazing, huh? So that's the Roxor in full throttle, driving around its natural habitat. And the one good thing you have to appreciate the Roxor for that is excuse me, just feeling a bit cold here. The wheelbase on the Roxor is quite long. So compared to a regular CJ, the Roxor is quite long, and that gives it a lot of lateral stability when you're driving forward, as compared to other vehicles of the same genre, like the Suzuki Samurai or Suzuki Jimny. So here we are, we got finally to town. We are at the car wash. There's a truck ahead of us, we'll just wait. Gets tricky because you have that tiny bitty window. It's a slide window. Just trying to show you a little bit of the dirt. It's quite dirty, and unfortunately this is a touchless wash. So when you have that dust that has been sitting there for a couple of weeks, days, you actually need something to scrub it off. Unfortunately this is a touchless car wash. We have another one down the street, which is where you could wash the car yourself. You can see over there there are two seals, the one on the roof, then there's one on the windshield, and they're supposed to intersect each other. But like my finger showed, you just touch it a little bit and you can see outside. So when you're going at a certain rate of speed, the cold air actually defeats that seal and gets inside. And why, if you go outside and look at the shape of the windshield of the roof, actually you would understand. The roof has a little lip that actually damps up the air. So the air from the windshield goes up, and instead of escaping like in an aerodynamic shape, it gets damped underneath the roof and builds up pressure, and then that pressure pushes the air into the cab. So it's just the aerodynamic design that's not very efficient, that allows the air to build up pressure and get into the cab. So finally the vehicle ahead is done, and just making sure everything is closed, everything is good. Windshield is closed. It says pull forward when you're ready. Put it in gear. Sorry, I'm coughing so much tonight. I choose the basic wash, so you won't have water splashing on the side right now, because if I had chosen a more expensive wash, you would have the wheels being cleaned. I didn't have any worries for that. From this shot, you can see how dirty the windshield is. It's been a couple of weeks since I last washed the Roxor. So let's move forward slowly while getting ready to stop. And there you go. Say stop. Boom. Parking brake. And if you look on the right side of your screen, you can see the arm of the car wash. This is a touchless car wash, so that arm will spray the soap, and then after it sprays the soap, it gives a few seconds, about 30 seconds, and then it rinses off the water for the basic wash. For more expensive washes, you would have Rain X, which coats your vehicle such that if it rains, the water beads up and then it just rolls off the car. And you would also have other options like cleaning your tires. You have high pressure water focused on the bottom part of your vehicle to clean the tires. So there you have, the soap has been applied. You just have to wait. I have no windshield wiper, so I can't see what's going on. And the high pressure starts. That's the high pressure wash. And watch carefully. You see the water leaking in a little bit there. This was like an experiment, trying to see how well the DFK Hard Cabs held up to high pressure water or rain when driving at speed. You can see all the areas where it leaked. All in all, I would say it's a very good seal, because like, if you remember what I said, those doors actually are supposed to have a second seal, which I have with me. I just haven't applied them. So if I had a second seal, the only place where this water would have actually leaked would have been on the windshield. You can see on the passenger side and the driver's side, around where you have the black handles, bottom part of the windshield. That's why I had a slight seal, slight leak. So you got a little bit wet over there. But that's an easy fix. I just have to make some slight adjustments and I'll have the different seal. Now we're going to the dryer. All the machinery is working good. Roxor has no complaints. And a few leaves back there. And next thing you know, is just like that, we are done with the car wash. Basically just drying the body right now. Sorry about the mess down there. These are just a few connections I was trying to make for my wiper to work, and of my indicator light, but I just didn't feel very comfortable, so I stopped like in the middle of the project. I don't have any live wires. Everything else is just like it was before. I didn't feel too comfortable getting into the wiring of the Roxor. I prefer plug and play all the time, whenever possible. Might be a little bit more expensive, but it's just much more safer. That way you don't inadvertently start a fire. Let those vehicles go by. heading back to town. But on my way back home, I think I got hungry, and there's a Chinese restaurant just down the street. It just makes sense for me to stop there and see what I can get from the Chinese restaurant. Traffic light ahead, and they are red. Excuse me, just wait a few seconds. As you notice, about 95% of the vehicles out here are pickup trucks, four-wheel drive. When it snows really bad out here. So just keep an eye open and take a note of the vehicles you see out here. Again, this is not Alaska or somewhere extreme. It's just right here on the lower 48, up close to Canada. And it's pretty rough country out here. Once you get off the paved road, it's pretty lonely. So that's why you see most of the folks out here. Look on the right side, it's always pickup trucks, four-wheel drive vehicles. Left side, four-wheel drive. You'll be hard pressed to see the little vehicles. 95%, like I said, of what you see actually driving on the road out here is trucks, because they just provide so much more safety in case you get into a ditch. You can keep your four-wheel drive on and pull yourself out. Some areas here, many areas, once you leave the cities, the towns, you don't have any good cell reception. So it's just common sense. Another pickup truck, that's a cop actually. On the right is the dog park. You have a puppy, you have a dog, bring them there, you can take them off the leash, let them run around. And sorry for this angle, I did not notice it was this bad before. I'm turning left right here to get onto the main street that heads into town. Have that very beautiful sculpture there on the right. Pickup trucks, four-wheelers, pickup. That's a staple here. So they give very poor mileage, but the safety factor trumps in most instances. People value their safety over saving money. Because it's no good if you're stuck somewhere and you freeze up. Oh, that's one little car. Another one. But you'll notice Subarus, it's not just in Washington state. There's quite a bit of Subarus sold out here. Because they look like a little car, but they're actually four-wheel drive. So some folks out here really love those, but for the most part, it's just a pickup truck. And mostly domestics. As you can see, right, left, four-wheel drives. Go past the bank. On the right is Amtrak. That's the Amtrak station in Stanley, North Dakota. That's what it looks like. It's got free parking. Very secure, nobody bugs your vehicle. Park it there for a week, a month, 2 months. I'm pretty sure nobody will bug you. Go down that ditch. On the left is the courthouse, and the cop station is right there. And then on the right is Prairie Golf Club. Beautiful beautiful golf course. And here we are doing 25 miles an hour. I believe I'm doing a little bit slower than that. And sorry for my commentary if it's a little bit boring. Turn down the volume and just enjoy the drive. That's how much water I picked up from the car wash. I truly love my Mahindra Roxor. It's performed above and beyond expectation. I believe it's a good product. Also love my DFK Hard Cabs. If you have a Roxor that's just bare bones, at the very minimum you need a windshield. With just a windshield on my Roxor, it made a world of a difference. So if you get a Roxor, even before you tune your Roxor, before you do anything to it, you might be living in Florida, someone still Texas, get a windshield. Just do yourself a favor, get a windshield. It might even be the Lexan windshield, which is not glass. Just get that and you'll love it. It will make your Roxor so much more rideable. And if you happen to have passengers or just by yourself, not having that wind coming into your face, not having the box coming into your eyes, your rideability is so much more improved. Yeah, must be beautiful country like it. I just love it. Look at that golden sun, big beautiful skies, wonderful people, never. And at the second point we turned off, got on the dirt road. I believe we are heading towards a lake. I have a little lake close to where I live, not very big. It's not very big on fishing, so I haven't seen the fishing there. But it's a nice recreational area. Summertime, a lot of people come up with their travel trailers, back them there, and all summer long after work, they come there instead of their toys, jet skis, side by sides, mostly, or ATVs, and end up having a good time riding around. The closest ATV trail or UTV trail I have to my location is about 3 hours away. It's very empty. You can actually have fun with ATVs and UTVs. Albeit in the restricted area, very small area around the lake. At least that's better than having to drive 3 hours compared to the UTV park.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Old
All
Highway
over
2.
this area we have little sloughs of water like what you see on the left. That is not a lake, it's just a collection of water on a spot on a farm where the water wasn't able to drink. So those are clogged. That's a slough. We call them sloughs out here. Some farmers use them for their cattle.
Turn
They use
right
them
onto
as
Old
a
Highway 2.
drinking pond. And some people are lucky enough, they have very deep ones, and they stock them with fish. So here we're back on the main road. Sorry guys, I didn't show you yet the lake.
Continue on
But
Old
trust
Highway
me,
2 for 3
my
miles.
editing skills are poor. There is footage of the lake coming up ahead. This is back on the main road, and actually driving to town. So I got my sequence wrong. I started from home, went town, back, heading toward the lake, and from the lake going back into town. Roxor was still dirty. I didn't clean it out. Even after I did the car wash, it still dirty because I didn't physically touch the paint to scrub off the dirt. So this is downtown. When I stopped at a Chinese restaurant to get some fast food. Beautiful Stanley, and this is a shot from the lake when I made it to the lake. This was before I watched the Roxor. And when I was out on the lake, it's actually quite cold, really cold, but the rocks are really nice. It wasn't the problem. Remember I told you guys about why I wasn't driving the Roxor? It's just because I didn't have that snorkel, attached to the body in a very sturdy and reliable way. So once I did that, I was able to take it out for a drive. As you can see, that's what I did. I had those rubber washers. They're like spacers drilled into the body of the DFK Hard Cabs for the Roxor, Mahindra Roxor, and then I was able to attach my snorkel to the Roxor. That's the entry. As you can see, a few people complain about that catch getting into the way and trying to tear their shirt or whatever. It takes a little bit of practice and then you should be fine. And then of course you have that air leaking in there. I called all the guys, tried to reconfigure my roof. It improved somewhat. So this is what the lake looks like. That's right on the shore, so you can be sure that it's dirty. But if you move out like 5 feet into the water, it's actually very clear. You can see 5 below. So that's 24.4 degrees for the water. 24.4 Fahrenheit. And water actually freezes at about 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's about 19.6 degrees centigrade. Oh no, sorry, 0.7 degrees centigrade. So it's actually below freezing. And you might ask, how come the water is not ice? How come it's not frozen? Well, remember that water mostly came from runoffs and all kinds of natural phenomena that happen. So the water doesn't just spontaneously appear there. No, it came from the source. And for the most part out here, the water will leach through the rocks, and in that process it will pick up impurities. If the water is not 100% pure, it will not freeze at 0 degrees. So it's actually -7 for the water right now, and of course it's not freezing because it's not pure water. So that's what the Roxor looks like on the shores of our lake. You have the little rocks where you had the fire pit on the left. These are just a few bonus shots to show you what the Roxor looks like once you have your cap and your snorkel and pretty much just a couple of wheel spacers. It looks really sharp, I think. And that's just the end of the clip. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.